the Supreme Court cannot on their own set their own questions, because in fact the ruling the Supreme Court gave is different from the case Afenyo took to them. There is an East African proverb or say kronfoka chiro de bia say yenko court ne brand and
judge. Yeah, sure.
Nyame di Israel fon fa epokoko ne mo a ekoko no wo twa Red Sea no. Who say Israel fon go back to Egypt?
But John David, wo man go back.
Ya cross it.
Mema obi biara kwaba edoba eye Ahintasem TV so abusua enedie okopiem e parliament de a kire se enye izewu ehonom aye butu a kire se enye ize kura na eye honorable Sam George ababontere ababekasa abra eye NPP for working out from eye parliament se omukoduru ho enano pay on the 22nd of October 2024 no koduru aye parliament na ba bia abra na abra nyina omotena as aye majority no na NDC for na akwakotena ho no mo ate NDC for say dey omo no ye majority our parliament NPP for ye minority our parliament abra aye speaker of aye parliament ebutu aye MPs makomako bi enan enkonya ono enam so ema NDC for ebehuri de no say dey omo no ye majority ama aye MPP for no aye ba ko tabiri asem no e de kopie Supreme Court ama Supreme Court the ruling abaye say sa akonya no aye speaker of parliament ebutu ne makomako for no tire se won san peja emfantra ho na emumu aye sa MP for no ento so na omonye aye omonto abo na so omonye om campaign until say aye high court and say Supreme Court e de ruling for ebesa abo ntre ono ena NDC force la enya de se tire se ombeti ase de ono ena ne tire se ensem wana manfo ka tire besi wa parliament de na enya ize ono na MPP for koduru ono mo a omo say omon konya yes omo transfer as majority our parliament no eye NDC for akotran so dia ene omo ko until say eye speaker abed ono nam so a ene eye honorable Sam George ababon trabekasa say dia eye nyankopon ko yi Israel for do mo free Misrim na odo mu twa epokoko ni mu no na omansan ko omachi biem no sa na ene nyankopon ayi omo edo omo free minority ede omo ko gina eye majority dia omo ensan mo omachi biem omo eye den ekọ omo nim ko abusua odensem bebre no a na atodwa ade kro plenty ene tres asetrempo enya ema so abusua enkoy nyankwaje nsem no ntiremu efafri no ha eye Ahintasem TV message so nya subscribe ya na do nsa aboye adoma no so amesede bada mo video bi ye de betum bia so nsa ebetuma ka message so owia na wa share no like so ede amame
me da say captain said the yedi kan amobonya ntie no ebo exactly 9:55 na NPP emrashe bedwafo no eba ebedru ye na omo ewura mu no omo hwe ye say NDC for occupy one more space no one more address media na afa one more APA ye say one more corner speaker ba na speaker esa be ma ruling bia mo say court abre no official letter esa odi okan ye no one twe ensign na one more NPP for no enya majority ne say speaker eba no wobekasa one more ebeba na afa one more de eye enhyehyeye na dwumadie no omo de atwa so ewa ha no mo say manya honorable Sam George ewa menchen ha no mo say ma me ni didi popo honorable makoba odua TV so ye e course so NPP for ebedu ye ene de e course ne ade den na obeka fa ho
I mean, it's here for me. I think that it's just unfortunate. MPP for no, the arrogance of power has clouded Romo, Titi, and a sense of culture and respect. Parliamentary practice all over the world. Parliamentarians, I say, what's nasi? Now change speaker. Speaker, ba sorry, because we get the obo Emma Mace of Parliament now a this speaker name no because Mace na ye to me as Parliament will and the Mace no any speaker ebe no na MPs ni na yet but here's the case Senator Fracho the arrogance of power and say afenyo ne for say speaker on the ombra no betina say we are omo buto omo yema na omaba I mean that's the disrespect to the same institution they want to sit in. They disrespect the mace of Parliament. They are not even going to be present to respect the mace of Parliament. But like I said, either God's choose to kill, they first make mad. Because so if you bang a wagana ha now penyin wo now because penyin ana ohenem betenase and sana memaba. I mean, what to be that? But that's the arrogance with which they are behaving, and this arrogance will end them in opposition. And this arrogance is what has sent them to the minority, and they'll be there for the next 6 weeks and hopefully for the next 4 years.
Okay, but at the order, I said the speaker can one train instance and I one train so and you know who court and nanti na mobile now biaya and I was say NPP for now.
You know, the court issue, I've said a lot about it already. And see, I will just, all I'll say, and you see, 1 to Nana, and before say Yanko court, 1 to Nana Yanko court. There's an East African proverb. Now, Captain, my name is Uti Americano. Uti mean. There is an East African proverb. Or say, Kronfoka Chow, there be a say Yanko court, Yanko quarter.
Judge. Yeah, sure.
So it is because the NPP is aware that they have packed the courts with apologists of the NPP. In fact, former parliamentary candidates of the NPP are sitting there on the bench now as judges of the Supreme Court. So they think they will do political activism using the courts. But the Parliament of Ghana is not subservient to the courts. We are subservient to the Constitution. The Constitution in Article 97(1) puts a burden on the Speaker. The Speaker has obliged that burden. He's executed it. The Speaker did not interpret Article 97(1). The Supreme Court cannot on their own set their own questions, because in fact, the ruling the Supreme Court gave is different from the case Afenyo took to them. Because Afenyo went to court last week Monday, said the Supreme Court should place an injunction on the Speaker from giving a determination under 97(1). The Supreme Court only heard the case on Friday, but on Thursday, the Speaker had already ruled. And it's a case now, or the what we call the exigency of time had made it moot. So it means that for them to give a ruling, he would have had to file a new writ or amend his writ. Why? The Supreme Court has now become the plaintiff. They've set their own question and are now determining a different thing from what Afenyo took. This Parliament will not be cowed into submission. But again, the Parliament of Ghana is part of the problem why we are where we are.
I didn't know that kind of thing.
Because the Parliament of Ghana has slept on its responsibility for too long. In February this year, February 28th this year, Parliament passed the LGBTQ bill. The Constitution in Article 106(7) says that Parliament must immediately transmit it to the President. Parliament has not done it. President Secretary across cease and desist. That letter is as good as toilet paper. Because there is nowhere in our Constitution that the Executive Secretary can write a cease and desist. Why is Parliament respecting that? I told the Speaker, I rose on the floor of the House and told the Speaker, I said, if that is the position of the Executive, Parliament should also write to the President and say, we are issuing a cease and desist. Say, bill, need loans, now we too, we won't accept anything. It's because we've allowed that to happen. And then almost see one more court. Has the court given a ruling and placed an injunction on Parliament? No. So why is Parliament not? It's because Parliament has sat back to be bullied by the Executive and the Judiciary for so long. That's why, and they say when you play with puppies, they will lick your nose. And so Parliament needs to stand up.
And then, number better now 10. If you say 10 now, boy, trouble. Who they said, then 10 months now?
Parliament, they be able to say, and yeah, dear, mom, but yeah, yet to me started 12, yes, to me started 2. And you know, dear, and yeah, maybe you sure say, Speaker, or start to say, or Trony, ni statement of a year, no. Or start if Friday, me, Sana Madri, because Speaker, the oyerepa, and they say, maybe share time, no, please, Roka, or Baba kind statement, no, 5 hours answer, or baby, because Speaker, the Oman statement, he gives you a proper elucidation of law. And to me, trying, may I sure say, oh, we hear the speech now or the other.
And then I will show him was a speaker, a Baba can in there, after the air, or see you.
That the Speaker is going to come and assert the independence of the judicial of the legislature, that we are not subservient, and that his ruling is succinct, and that at the end of the day, he's given a determination on 97. If anybody has a problem with his ruling, it should come properly. And see, the standing orders of Parliament are clear. When you disagree with the ruling of Mr. Speaker, any court now call, you file a substantive motion to challenge the decision of the Speaker. Afenyo has not done that. In fact, in many instances, they will tell you that you have not completed the internal processes in your institution. Go back and complete it. Afenyo has not filed a motion challenging the ruling of the Speaker, which is what he ought to do, not go to court. Else, anytime the Speaker gives a ruling, on a vote and on any proceeding in the House, now me impair, now my court. Then what's the essence of Parliament? Because
Captain.
Mr. Honorable Sam George Mami say no minority one no mess alcohol and I say the majority the one on the more
Captain.
Yes, Honorable.
Nyame the Israel phone far a pokokono mo a kokono one try Red Sea no. Who say Israel phone go back to Egypt?
But your Debbie, woman come back.
Ya cross it. Well, the Bible means that we are Christian pa. On say Bible nyame suma ne di for say on catch Saul. Say ohini Saul and then media in the influence him. And I'm media David. Sana nyame nso catch Ghana for. Media hini no every NPP for sem or their
okay. You may sign alcohol. Eti asano wakewi tinya de o mesa o machi o macross Red Sea JB aba
abusua kyerɛsɛna de ɛkɔ so Parliament no so betima gebra da general kyerɛ wadwene about this particular video comment section no e de amamna so wie na wonya subscribe na do nsa aboy adom no so am sɛ de bia na video bia jade betum bia so nsa betumi aka mesra wo sɛ owie na wa share na wa like so e de amame.
All right, keep on watching Ahintasem TV. So what you say, Haruna no papa, and the papa, baby papa, dear fair, dear energy. Ahintasem TV, give us the best.